I might be a bad person, and I think I'm very okay with that. Based on researches, based on feedbacks, based on experiences, I might actually be a very horrible person. And again, I am very, very much okay with it. So growing up, I've said these things so many times on this channel, but I'm going to go into details as to, I don't know. I've always said, um, I've always said stories about how I've been excluded, and parents would tell their kids not to be friends with me. And recently I was seeing a guy, and his friend told him, not to. He mentioned it. He mentioned it while we are going through the separation, that his friend was not in support and blah blah blah, this, that, all of that. I don't know. So I'm actually into the adult entertainment industry, and right before now, I've had people hated on me. And I saw a video on TikTok talking about something aura. I forgot the word she used. There's something she used as like the description and the exact description. And I wrote in the comment that I think my own is that, like, I people get irritated by my soul, my energy, and whatever. So even before I grew up to the point where I started doing adult entertainment, I've always been, I don't know, maybe it's just internalized low self-esteem, or I honestly don't know, but I cannot deny my experiences. Honestly, I cannot deny my experiences. So I find people constantly wanting to, like, stay away from me. And even when people get to know me, and they just decide one day that they don't like me anymore, and they just stop talking to me. And okay, even if I say as an adult, it's because of how slutty, how carefree, like how exposing of my skin or whatever. I don't know. Even if I say as an adult, this is the reasons why people don't like me. What about when I was a child, when I was literally excluded, and people telling their kids not to? What about then? I used to chase after friendships, and there was a time, I I offended my sister, and I was begging her to play with me again. I can remember, I don't know why I can remember, but we're kids, and I was begging her, and she spat on her hands and told me to lick it, that if I lick it, she's going to, that shit traumatized, because I licked it and it was so disgusting. Like, this is so embarrassing to say, and it's so disgusting. So I've had to beg for grace. I've had to beg people to want to be in their life, to not be excluded. And I just got tired of that, honestly. I feel like I'm becoming a very horrible person, very, very horrible person. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about anything. I don't care about how I treat people anymore. I don't care about how much I hurt anyone anymore, because personally, I've been hurt so much. I've been treated so badly for no reason. So I'm okay being the horrible person and being the woman that I am. Being the woman that I am, I've been in working fields where I've been harassed, where I've been raped. I was barely a legal adult when I was working as an office assistant, and my boss was really trying to sleep with me. And I told him that I was a virgin, and I was just trying to escape things like that. And this man just changed on me, and I lost my job, and I lost a lot of connections because men wanted to sleep with me as a child. I was actually harassed, I was groped, I've been abused, I've been traumatized. I don't have a normal life. And growing up, I just feel like, okay, since this is how men want to use me for, then I can just convert it into cash. Because I won't even lie, I'm not the only girl in this world. Everybody have their stories to tell. When people don't come out to say their stories, you might assume that they've not been through similar experiences. Some girls are scared to come out to talk about what they've been through. Some don't, I don't know, they are literally scared because nothing is going to be done. Men are perpetrators of these things, and they will get defended. Real allegations don't even ruin men's life, not to talk of fake ones. But as a woman, your reputation will be ruined, even though you are the one that have been abused. There was a little girl that was abused, and they were telling her, a teacher in school was telling her that it's a man's world, you have to do this, you have to do that. And lots of experiences that we've had as kids. You can't tell men to adjust the way they think. You can't tell men to, what do you mean, okay, leave something to the imagination? Men are so disgusting. Why do you have to imagine a woman naked? Why do you have to, so women that show their skin are seen as sluts, are seen as, when you walk down the streets, scantily dressed, men assume that you want their attention. Literally, when I'm indoors, I don't like saying things about myself, but literally this is how I'm building my YouTube channel. When I'm indoors, I'm barely clothed. I hate wearing clothes, not to talk of, being around people. I get so disgusted when men try to talk to me. Maybe I'm on my run and I'm putting on a short. You think I'm trying to get your attention. I hate you for him. I don't even want you to talk to me. I don't want you to interrupt my exercise. I don't want you to talk to me. They always assume that you're trying to get their attention, but that's not it. Because when you're peeing on the streets, when you bring out your schlong to pee on the streets, nobody wants to look at your dirty dick. Nobody wants to look at you. Nobody wants to. If a man is scantily dressed, nobody wants to talk to you. Nobody wants to. I don't know. If the roles are reversed, women don't really give a fuck about men's sexuality or whatever. Women don't go around assaulting men and harassing men. The vagina has, the what's it called? The women's part has like thousands of it's very sensitive, like 1,000 times more sensitive than men's, and women get on it too. But women don't rape, women don't go around expressing their lust, women don't go around doing disgusting things. I personally have a high sex drive, unrelated, but like I don't go around harassing men, and I've been, I don't even know what to say, honestly. It's just so frustrating, and just me coming to the point that you can see me as the villain, you can see me as a crazy girl, you can see me as a mad girl. I don't care anymore. I don't care, because this is me not being fair in an unfair world. Like, no matter, I've just known that no matter what I do, even when I was good in a relationship, when I was good in friendships, I still ended up being hurt. So I want to be one of those horrible people. I want to be one of those villains, and I know bad people win. Even when I'm bad, sometimes I still don't win, but I don't care. I would rather be bad and not win than be good and not win. I don't care. Not people saying, okay, you don't have to expect reward for being kind. I keep saying this, and of course you have to. If you're nice to someone and they're not nice in return to you, you're not gonna feel good about it. And this is why people get away with being horrible people, because you guys let them. You want to be the bigger person. It is always the person in the receiving end that is the bigger person. Why can't everybody be the bigger person? Why can't everybody be nice to each other? People need religion to tell them how to act. People need religion, and coming to this religion too is a very disgusting thing. It's a very disgusting thing. Everybody hates a sex worker. Everybody hates a prostitute. Nobody hates a rapist as much as they hate a prostitute. There are armed robbers that are literally stealing from people that earn hard-earned living every day. Nobody criticizes them as much as you criticize a woman that sells sex. And I know gay guys that are into the same thing. They don't get as much stigma as a woman gets. There's just a permanent stigma that I've come to realize. There's a permanent stigma on a fucking woman. There was a time I was working 2 jobs, a restaurant and a marketer, and I collapsed. I felt very, very sick. I'm just learning this ADHD, all this, my body is not good for stress. I'm just learning my body, learning things about my life recently, and like, this is the life I want to live. Even if I don't have to do some kind of whatever, I know what I want for my life, and I don't care what any other person thinks, because you're not living my life for me. Some people get jealous, they get envious and whatever about how unique I choose to do my things, and most times it just results into them resenting me for how I choose to live my life or whatever. I choose to live my life as an unpunished woman. I don't care what you choose to do to me. I choose to live my life this way, because no matter how I live, I'm still going to be demonized as a woman. I am a woman before I am anything. Men get grace, they get free will, they get autonomy. In fact, they are the luckiest species on this earth. A guy was telling me yesterday that he wish he was a woman, and because women can easily sell sex for money, and he was even jokingly telling me, because I said I know gay guys that also sell sex, that he can also bend over. And he was jokingly, I don't know if he was joking, because he later said it, that if I have anybody that wants to, that is so broke, and Nigeria is not fair, it's so hard to make money. Like, the way he was just lamenting and telling me that I'm lucky. And I've had men say these things to me, even men who give me money willingly. They tell me that they are jealous of little things in my life. And I said, if the roles were to be reversed, you will not want to be harassed, or you will not want to be raped. If I sit you down to tell you the things I've gone through in men's hands now, you will just be silent, because you know that it is some deep shit, traumatizing shit. I don't think like any other humans anymore. Like, I feel like I've always had this separation. I've always had a different way of thinking. I've always had a different way of doing things. But my experience really did a big one on my brain, and I don't even know. some part of it has helped me to be, the kind of person that I would really admire. Growing up, I admire a lot of people, and I find out that I like the luxury life. I'm not comfortable living in poverty, living in misery, living in, even these days, despite my problems, I find time to be happy. I find time to rejoice. When I go for my run, I dance everywhere. I don't care anymore about anybody's gaze. I just get so obsessed when males think they want to talk to me, or I'm not trying to get your attention. I rarely dress inside my house, and my house is big, like literally there's space. It's not every time that, even when there is cold, I'm not trying to expose myself here. I'm not trying to get your attention. I don't want you to talk to me. Males are so disgusting, and they've been given so much grace that they feel like everything is a woman's fault. I've been blamed so much, even when I was raped, even when the last guy I was with literally penetrated into me without protection, which he has never done before. And when I brought it up, he said he thought I wanted it. I made him feel like I wanted it. You make me feel like you want relationship sometimes, and when I try to do the same thing you are doing, you make me feel like I'm forcing myself on you. When it is bad, a woman takes the negative parts. Even during sex, you end up being pregnant as the woman. You don't even enjoy sex anymore because men think sex is their birthright, and they just want to take it anytime. Literally, when they penetrate you, they think you're disgusting now. Anything they touch is disgusting because they themselves are disgusting. It's not a fair world. It's not a fair world to live in. And so many women have adapted. So many women are scared. They still stand up for these males because they don't want to be killed. A guy is talking to you and you don't want to talk to him, but you just have to talk to him so that he doesn't follow you home and kill you. There's been one guy that has been following me up and down every time I'm on my walk, on my run, trying to talk to me. I gave him my number one day and I ended up blocking him. Like, males are just time wasters. They don't want anything with you. They are lustful. They are lustful. There was a controversy on Twitter talking about why males don't cherish women that want more than sex and don't want their money or whatever. They said they can do everything with their bros and they don't need women around. They only need women around for cooking and cleaning, because if women are around, it just said a whole lot of nothing. Like, they don't want to end up falling in love. All this goes back to them not wanting to humanize. They don't see women as humans. This world is so tough. Like, I don't know how a man wants to complain. I don't know what he wants to complain about. You guys built this world brick by brick. There's nothing for you to complain about. I've been seeing posts, women talking about you have no reason being fat as a man because you don't go through periods, you don't have hormones, you don't go through childbirth. I used to have a male friend at the gym, and this guy was gone for months, and then he came back. The exact day that he came back, that he was working out, you could see the tone. Like, he has good genes, and aside the fact that he has good genes, like, nothing is really stressing you guys. Women go through period every month. Like, we only have like 1 week in a month to just enjoy ourselves. Like, the remaining 3 weeks, there's follicle, there's ovulation, there's period, there's everything that we still have to go through. Like, you guys build the world and the world revolves around you. Why do you like to complain so much? And then you see women with little privileges, you want to envy them, you want to talk about how women have it easy. Why can't you bend down too? There are so many gays. I was literally telling that guy, like, I was not entertaining it. I'm tired of men telling me that they are jealous of the little things I have. You want to see me miserable, you want to see me sad. When you see me happy, when you see me dancing, you start staring at me like I don't have the right to be happy. When you see me do little things for myself, when you see me do everything, not to be in misery, not to be sad, not to be like my mother's generation, you start getting pissed off because you don't see me as a human. You don't think I should have access to the things I have access to. It is so crazy. And when you talk, it's just like, okay, this woman likes to talk. She likes, yes, I'm going to talk. I never get tired of talking. In fact, I love to talk. I love to say what's on my mind, because I'm going to die on that hill, saying the truth, saying whatever it is that I want to say. I have mouth. I'm human just as much as you are. I have blood running through my veins. It's not saying, what about if it is your mother? What about if it is, I'm human. I don't care. I don't care about whatever it is whatever stereotype, whatever stigma. I just don't care anymore. Sometimes it gets to me, as much as I say I don't care. I sit in silence, I cry. It's hard to find like minds, it's hard to find friends that think like you, humans, like women that think like you. But I honestly don't care, because this is the only life I know. I don't know about my past life. I don't know if I'll be reincarnated. This is the only life I know. And this is how I've chosen to live my life. This is the path that I want to walk in. I don't want anybody to, not my parents, not my families, not my friends, not anybody that knows me. I want to unknow you. If you don't want me to have a good life, if you don't want me to live my life to the fullest, you know, I saw a post about, you know, how people are quick to judge you, but they don't think about your trauma. Nobody choose to be whatever it is they are. Nobody choose to be homeless. People can be lazy, people can be whatever they are, but you have to look past some certain things. Sometimes life is not fair. Because you're privileged does not mean every other person, oh, we have the same 24 hours, this, this, that. Because things work for you does not mean the other person is lazy. And I keep saying it, Nigerians are not lazy. Nigerians are not lazy. I just thought one day that, okay, I don't want to keep slaving away. What's the essence of working on that people? Like, you're building their dreams for them. They're using your labor to be millionaires, to become rich, while you just be there. No amount of salary is going to build you wealth. So I am open. In fact, madness, you know, is the loftiest intelligence. I am building the kind of life that I want to live. You might see it as madness. You might see it as me being crazy. You might see it as whatever. But as far as it is sensible to me, that's fine with me. It is none of your business. And this is how I have chosen to live my life.